Mystics in MCOC. Yes, a problem. Or is it? Let's face it, over the years we haven't really seen much push for Mystics, except for this year. As we know, at the start of the year we saw some pretty average Mystics being put in, shape and form of Diablo, and it was followed up by Ebony Maw. But when it came to really strong characters like Clairvoyant, like Doctor Doom, you know, we just thought, hey, this is really good. Even Man-Thing was actually a pretty decent champion. So, you know, are we going to be seeing a big push for new Mystic champions being put in the coming year? This year has felt quite equal, especially in 2019, seeing 4 mutant champions, 4 skill champions, 4 science champions, 5 mystic champions, 5 cosmic champions, and 3 tech champions. Apart from the tech side of things, it has been a pretty equal year for delivery of different types of classes of champions. And what does that do for the numbers overall? Well, mutants have 29 to date, skill have 28 to date, science have 26 to date, mystic 23, cosmic 31, tech 28. I'm really happy that Kabam are putting more effort to putting mystic based champions in. It is used to be one of my favorite lines until other types of classes seem to really kind of upscale the damage. Mutant have had Sunspot and Havoc this year, which have been amazing damage dealers. We've had Nick Fury into the skill line, which has just kind of, well, turned it on its head. Cull Obsidian, not to mention Sparkles into the Cosmic line. And then we've had Guillotine 2099. So, and Warlock as well. So there's been some huge names that have been put out there for huge damage dealing or amazing utility. But the Mystic line needed to have those champions. Man-Thing was a really good addition. We've got Doctor Doom, which is amazing, and Clairvoyant, which is another amazing champion. So there's been some really decent additions, and long may it continue. Or what I thought it would continue. January seems to take a very different turn. As you know, if you watch Marvel Contest of Champions news, we posted that there was going to be 2 new characters in January, and that was going to be shape and form of Squirrel Girl and Nova. Now, if you can see by the fight here, there's something, if it doesn't really show up too well on this, but it looks like there is a mutant based logo. So let's just say that Squirrel Girl is more than likely to be mutant. And the bottom right hand corner looks like that. Yes, you guessed it, Nova is going to be a cosmic. Now, what does that really do for the puzzle? Because this is something I did discuss in a video. But where Kabam decided to go with topping up the numbers. As we said, mutant on 29, skill 28, science 26, mystic 23, cosmic 31, tech 28. So by that logic, it would be kind of good to stack up a little bit more with science. Try and put another couple in just to kind of balance the books. And then Mystic as well, looking to kind of put a lot more in. You know, 23. That should be a lot more than that, especially because there are Mystic based characters in the Marvel universe, and definitely ones that they could put into gameplay. It does feel that we're very much strong with Cosmic. That 31 is going to turn to 32 next month, which, you know, it's just like, it doesn't really balance up well. So could we see anything more? I'd personally love to see an Ancient One version of Doctor Strange. It's been a long time since we had an effective Doctor Strange, with the Marvel Now version being teased but never entered into game. That type of character could open up something with a portal, and from whatever I gather with my sources, there's a long-term type thing with Galactus and maybe his involvement with Marvel Realm of Champions in the future. A few things to note which I did miss off earlier. Yes, there are more kind of huge damage output or amazing champions like Namor, like Stealth Suit, Spidey, like Thing, etc, etc. Obviously I can't say every single one because that's the good thing about this year as opposed to last year, where there's very little amounts of champions I can say, look, they were bad when they were implemented or they weren't as good. You know, it's very much a case that Kabam obviously learnt lessons through the introduction of Diablo and then a few others as well, and kind of went, do you know what, maybe we should make sure that these champions can damage output very well. And that is the case, they have definitely done that. There's a few exceptions. Human Torch to a degree, but obviously in the hands of a good player, it can be a great champion for damage output. Annihilus, again, another champion that is still really good. A real pain as a defender, but is quite good as an attacker. Not amazingly, not exactly you would put him up to rank 5 in a flash, but definitely has some utility in different places. And of this year, I think there's a couple of casualties when it comes to forgettable champions, and that is Elsa Bloodstone and Arcus Vision. I just think those two have been easily forgotten. I don't see many of them when I'm kind of out and about and playing in the game, like whether it's an arena, whether it's a case of like people are putting them Alliance Wars defense, are they using them in offense, are they using them for taking down quests? No, I'm not seeing quite so much. Maybe Arcus a little bit more, but yeah, it kind of like feels that was a big casualty there for those two champions. But from the best part of the year, it's been solid with additions. It's fair to say there are so many different characters to reference for mystical based powers, and even looking at a quick search, it actually makes me feel that I may have messed up my puzzle, because a better link from Mephisto, and I think actually a lot of people said this in the comment section for that puzzle based video, what about Hellstorm? And that's actually a better point, because the fact is this is sort of Mephisto's son. Don't really get too involved with that stuff because comic book lore changes every bloody day of the week. But the fact is, it looks like more than likely it'll be a great character to see as a mystic being put in. As well, Agatha Harkness, as I said, I would like to see that in the future. Do bear in mind, question marks are subject to change, and what Kabam feel that they're going to lead you down the path of, it's actually a different path and they've confused the hell out of you. So look out for stuff like that. Jennifer Kale, don't know anything about it, would be cool to see though. Satana, okay, yeah, female representation. Selena, Morgan Le Fay, Enchantress, we've kind of had a link to that. I don't know where everything stands on with Hela. There's a lot of kind of convoluted kind of ground with Enchantress and other stuff. Talisman, yep. Nico Minoru, yeah, okay, like getting some representation from like Asian countries, yeah, love it. I guess we're gonna get Shang-Chi. Oh, I can't say that right. I think that's the character that's coming in the movie soon. Who else we got? We've got Shaman, like to see that character. Clea. We got Amanda Sefton. Don't know about that character. Still cool. Pixie, Topaz. So there's loads of character options and mystical characters to be put in. But I do like the idea of that Hellstorm actually being the better link to Mephisto. My final thoughts is, even though that we've seen some good representation this year for Mystic with 5 champions, it feels that we had so much of a bad start with Ebony Maw and Diablo, and then ending strong with Mystic Lion, but it's still falling behind. 23 up, the kind of closest is Science at 26, and it feels like only Fantastic Four actually kind of solidified that as bringing that into this year. Last year was a good amount of champions being put in, but the fact is it was still lacking behind. So what is going to happen in 2020? Well, it starts off Cosmic and Mutant. So let's see like how the year goes, but maybe we'll do a follow-up video on this in the next 6 months. And what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on the Mystic line? Do you feel that it definitely needs much more? Do you think that Kabam could do a few more champions next year for this? Are you optimistic for next year? What are your thoughts on the Mystic line and the Mystic problem? Put it down in the comment section down below. I thank you very much for watching this video. Check out some other content here and here. And as always, I shall see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.